Jubilation in court as Simon Ekpa win massively again in today's trial. Yes, it's in fact mind blowing in Finland court as Simon Ekpa records yet another very big victory. I myself was so shocked because the hearing started, you know, with Simon Ekpa being at a tight corner, but surprisingly, before the end of the trial, he started getting close to his win, and before you know it, he was able to what to defeat the Finland authority. With all of that being said, let's continue with the yesterday's court hearing. Like we all know, the lawyer of Mr. Simon has placed a bail condition on behalf of his client, and like we all know, the prosecuting lawyer past couple of hours have been trying to see how to deny Ekpa bail. He's stating that if the court of law would grant Simon Ekpa bail, Simon has to submit all of his devices, his phones and his laptops and all of those stuffs to the national authority, which doesn't make sense to the court settings, and see what follows suit. We ended at a point where the presiding judge asked the court and the lawyers to go for a short break. Yes, so when the whole court meets, the short recess. Yes, introductory statement in his own words, and I quote, "Court is now back in session. The court recess has ended and we are ready to resume proceedings." Thank both counsel, the court staff and everyone present, and observe the court decorum during this break. The court remained the principle of fairness, due process and justice as we proceed. I urge all parties, both the prosecutions and the defense, to remain focused, respectful and mindful of the gravity of the matters before us. Let's go on. Defendant is present. Counsel for both sides are present and the court properly constituted. We shall now return to the hearing before the recess. Please indicate your readiness to proceed. We continue accordingly. Let us move forward, and this, like I said, is an introductory statement, a speech rendered by the presiding judge. At this point in time, the prosecuting lawyer informed the court and the judges that they want to bring in an officer from the NBI in the department of that arrested as the NBI. Yes, and who investigated Simon Ekpa around November. Now, prosecuting lawyer wants to bring in an officer from the NBI. All right, court, why the court needs Simon Ekpa's device, laptops and whatsoever before he will be granted a bail. The prosecution stated, and I quote, "My lord, I respectfully plead to the court to allow me to bring in my investigator, commonly known as the NBI. The reason is simple. We need the officer to explain why it's necessary for the defendant, Mr. Simon Ekpa, to submit all his phones, laptop and other devices before bail can be granted. This officer has been working directly on the investigation and can clearly explain how Simon's device may hold important information that relate to his case. Without access to them, there is a risk that the key evidence could be deleted or hidden. We are not asking the courts not to do whatever it wishes. We only want to give the bail condition, my lord." At this particular point in time, Simon's lawyer had to stand up and counter or object the application coming from the prosecuting lawyer. Simon's lawyer states, and I quote, "My lord, with the utmost respect, we strongly object to the prosecution request to bring in an officer from the National Bureau of Investigation. There is no need for such a step at this stage. The conditions being proposed are already excessive, and inviting a negative investigating officer to justify them only serves to complicate a simple matter. Bail is not trial, the law presumes says. Now, should not be treated as if he has already been convicted. Prosecution has evidence. They should be presented as said, not through speculative withdrawals on the bail application based on the fact already before it. Thank you, my lord." is currently going on. Let us do a quick analysis. Lawyer outline stringent. My dear listeners, you can see why I said that the trial started with Simon Ekpa being at a tight corner. Even you yourself, at the beginning of the trial, you would think that Simon Ekpa will be defeated today, but to God be the glory, he won, he defeated, and he recorded victory. What can be more interesting than this? I congratulate Simon Ekpa because it's not easy. To God be the glory that despite the demands put before him by the prosecution lawyer, the court still, agreed to Simon Ekpa's own terms. Imagine the Finland lawyer, or the Nigerian lawyer to say, or the prosecuting lawyer, demanding for Simon Ekpa's gadgets. Why? What do they need it for? Why would Simon Ekpa want to record the proceedings or want to delete any documents? If you want to do that, will it be inside the court? Is he having access to it? Those documents are far away from him. So they can't be telling him that he should drop all of those things. For what? What are they going to do with it? They want to remove some of those evidences Simon Ekpa have against them. That is the politics. So, my dear listeners, they needed to trust people. Yes, so anything can happen. Even the judge himself cannot be trusted. I want to applaud Simon Ekpa's lawyer for being very, very, sound and outspoken on this very part, because he did justice to that very information. Abba, my people. Congratulations to Simon Ekpa once again. You don't win again.